No one knows your child better than you. And so if you feel something's off, say it. Trust your gut.
Hi, my name is Marta Blanco, and I am president and founder of Sophia's Hope, which is located here in Florida. I have Sophia and Gabby. They're 16 months apart. Sophia, from the time she was very little, we considered her an old soul. In 2003, I was bathing her, and when I got her out and was drying her off, she had an enlarged lymph node in her left groin. I took her to the pediatrician. Oh, it's probably some kind of infection, and started off with an antibiotic. Within a couple days, she started with fever. They thought it was lymphoma, but they were more concerned with her breathing. Sophia had maxed out on the respirator, and they had to put her on ECMO. They had never started chemo with the child on ECMO, so we had to make the decision. They started the chemo that night. Once she got home, it was occupational therapy, physical therapy. We thought the worst was over. She got a fever, and so run to the hospital. They checked her out, they saw her. The oncologist said, yeah, we'll admit her. And I kept telling them, there's something wrong. Her breathing's not right. And sure enough, they're like, yeah, she's in heart failure. She's going to need a heart transplant, but she won't get one because she's already a lymphoma and she's getting treatment for that. We were all stunned. In that conversation, he mentioned Dr. Lipschultz, and he said he is the world's expert. He's the one that discovered this link.
When the Blancos reached out to me, I was the chairman of the Department of Pediatrics at the University of Miami School of Medicine.
First of all, he's beyond impressively smart. He's also extremely kind.
We created a team. We were there doing the very best we could. She was perhaps the first in the world to get life-saving therapy at presentation with something called ECMO.
And so after that, we just kind of went back into our new normal, and now instead of just the weekly visits and the chemo, we now had added medications, and we now had visits to the cardiologist. She was considered, cancer-free by that December of 2004.
And a lot of the pediatric toxicities or problems that children face with their hearts, it doesn't necessarily happen during treatment. It's as they are 5, 10, 15, 20 years out.
She got a cold, and she wasn't feeling well, and the cold kind of turned into walking pneumonia. She had a stroke. She just completely crashed, and they had to put her on ECMO again. All her organs started to fail. They were doing everything they could, but it just kept getting worse. She'd take maybe 1 step forward and then 3 steps back.
If your heart is so weak it can't squeeze, you can't sustain somebody's life.
There's no regret. Sophia really lived a good life. She made really good friends. She loved school. She traveled. She was a wonderful sister. Our mission with Sophia's Hope is three-pronged. First, it's increasing awareness of childhood cancer and the fact that kids are dying every day waiting for new, less toxic treatments. The second part is to provide programs for families. The third part of our mission is to fund research in pediatric cardio-oncology.
The medication we were working on had never been approved for use in children. So when I first started working with Sophia's Hope, they helped us get this information in front of the regulators. Now it can be used for all children with cancer that are going to get potentially certain levels of heart-damaging chemotherapy, which more than 50% of kids with cancer get as treatment.
Once you choose hope, anything is possible.